Welcome everybody to Tier 3. We're in Monza this weekend for round 8. I have a Hamster in the comments box with me, or Josh,
Howdy.
as everybody knows him. As we just look to get settled in, and it's raining, Josh. Not ideal.
Yeah, not ideal. Not ideal. It's going to be a struggle for them, but these guys are pretty good. Uh, so hopefully they've been doing some wet practice. It remains to be
Yeah.
seen.
Do we have a forecast for the entire race, or is it just raining for quali? Is it full wet the whole way through? We're not sure
Not as
yet.
of yet. The only forecast I've got is, yeah, we've got a forecast from Ninja. It says weather is mixed in quali, and we've got a dry race. So
Ah, okay.
no drama foot race, please, guys.
Yeah, I'm on board with Dempster there at the moment, Josh, as he will be the first one to come around the last corner to start his flying lap. Obviously, wet conditions for quali can throw a spanner in the works, so I'm expecting a few surprises here, maybe a couple of DNFs.
Yeah, definitely. Someone was doing some wet practice. I can't remember who exactly it was. Was it Webstappen maybe? He'd been doing a bit of preemptive wet practice, so he's going to be standing in good stead. He's going to have some experience in these conditions. We saw it in Tier 1 as well. Wet weather in race, it were quite hectic.
Yeah, I
Luckily
think,
these
look,
guys are dry.
obviously there's some guys that don't practice wet, but I think, specifically the European tracks, even though they tend to be during the summer, you still want to get some wet practice in. Being Europe,
Yeah,
you can get rain at any time.
yeah, 100%. There's always the chance, so it's always worth doing. It's worth doing anywhere, really. Like barring like Bahrain or Abu Dhabi or something like that, where you're probably not going to get rain.
Yeah.
Everywhere else, you've got a slight chance. Ooh, Tosco's he makes a mess of the first chicane. He just has to go over the runoff area, so he's struggling early on in these wet conditions, and he's had to back out of that flying lap.
Yeah, like it would be tough as well because these guys are going to be running dry setups as well, more than likely. So, dry setup in the wet is tough enough.
Yeah, 100%. It's just all about coping. I think if you've got to run a dry setup, obviously, for a race, because that's where all
As
quali's going to be a struggle.
Dempster now coming around Para, so he will be the first time on the board. Let's see what he can do. That's a 130.5 for Dempster.
Not a bad lap. Not a bad lap to say it's wet as well. I think it's 10 seconds quicker, but it's what you'd expect. 130 is pretty much all round. Jampot setting a nice time, a 130 dead, so he's setting an early marker. Ninja pretty much matching Dimster's time. Yeah, looking at how these times are shaping up, I don't want to say it too soon, but I think Jampot looks like he's got quite like an early jump start on people.
Yeah, I'm just on board with Luckman there
So,
now as he's crossing the line for a 130.9, and Unethical Toast will be next across with a 136, probably a burner lap.
yeah,
Actually, didn't
he
count.
did butcher first chicane. He butchered it, so he had to run across the runoff area. So I think Luckman passed him just after that, so that might have contributed to Luckman's lap time as well.
Kane
But
Lowry
it's
with a
alright.
130.4. We got a Merc crossing soon. That's Ninja, I think. No, it's not. It is the
It's
other Merc,
also,
which is also
he's on his
his
out
out
lap,
lap.
so he's going to start his lap. Let's get his telemetry up and see how he does. I'll ride on board with Osso if you want to flick through and.
Yeah, Jay Dye there now, the first guy to break into the 29s in the first run of Q1. Got a McLaren coming around that sound on an out lap, which he invalidated, but unfortunately, lucky for him, it doesn't invalidate him twice.
The best thing you can do in these conditions, if you're coming into quali and it's wet straight away, best thing you can do is put your tyres on, put your fuel in for about 5-6 laps, maybe even 7.
Yeah,
Because you're not really using your ERS, you can just go round and pound round and just pick up pace as you go round. It's better than throwing yourself into the deep end and just trying to get a lap time out of nowhere.
yeah,
You can
100%.
take at least a second off your lap time doing it that way.
Yeah, I agree. Particularly in Q1, you want to get maybe like 4 laps of fuel in, get your out lap in, and maybe get 2-3 laps on the bounce and see where you can see what you can do.
Yeah, it's just all about experience. Luckily,
Oh
it's a dry
wow!
race, so.
Oh, we've
Yeah.
lost Mike.
Oh, Mike's gone already. That's a shame. He was
Yeah,
129.9, so that'd have put him fifth or
just
sixth.
coming
Yeah,
out of the second
sixth.
Lesmo, looks to have dropped it and is in the wall.
It's a shame for Mike. Hard luck for him, so he will be starting last. It's his second race, I believe. Is it?
Yeah, it is his second race, Mike. He debuted here at Spa and actually took a race win at that J Dyno, further improving with a 29.3. Probably a combo of track evolution and getting used to the conditions, I would suspect.
Yeah, 100%. I just want to say, if Mike's listening, even though he's starting last, don't worry about it. I was last a couple of times in C1 through no fault of my own, and you can cope with it. You just need to drive smart. So it's not all over yet. It's going to be a long race, and there's a lot of overtaking opportunities, so don't get disheartened. Anyway, back to the action. So he was on a lap, Hound's on a lap. Oh, he's getting really messy out at chicane. He's spun it and he's into the barrier. He's took his front wing off. Don't know what happened there. It looked like quite a slow spin. Looked like he just really struggled under traction.
Drivers' Championship leader at the moment in P1 by I think 10 points as he looks to set a time. That's a 30.2, which gives him P7 at the moment. Toast just coming around through a scar. He goes very wide on the exit curve, actually off the track, which doesn't invalidate him as he heads on the long straight now down to Parabolica. And
I think he's coming into this race with a bit of pressure, isn't he? He's going to have a lot of pressure on his shoulders because he, by right, should have been leading this championship with speed that he's got. It's just he's had a lot of mistakes that have been, out of his hands, so he can't help that. But it still doesn't help when you're still not where you should be in championship. You can't blame it on someone else and get rid of that pressure. It just adds to it. So he's going to be looking for something. Hopefully his pace doesn't suffer as a result of it.
Yeah, I've seen quite a lot of invalidated laps through the field. You got Wabstap, Barkmandu. Apologies, I needed to move my mic because I did a massive sneeze. You got Wabstap, Barkmandu, Reggie and Gainful still not setting times, although they haven't done laps either, as one of them just does set a time. I'm not sure it was. Yeah. So we got 9 minutes left in quali.
The Lesmos are a tricky complex, and the Ascari complex, that's a tricky part, especially in the wet. And we will be seeing a lot of invalidations there. The track limits are a little bit messy around there. You can sort of get away with murder easier than you can get away with nothing. So
Carl Trim shaving 3/10 off his time there now with a 21.8. Webb Stappen still in the pits. I think he's just waiting for track evolution, which is possibly a dangerous game to play, I think, in the wet. But still 8 minutes left. He can get out and get something done, as he is now on the pit exit now.
Oh yeah, it's just all about building up, innit? It's all about just finding your feet. This is why you overfuel and go out and do laps, because these tyres don't degrade half as fast as slick tyres. So they can take a bit of a beating.
That's a 30.1 for Asso Basso as he gets himself out of danger for now. And he is up to P8, got an Alpha Tauri coming down towards Parabolica. Not sure which one it is, I think it's Bark. No, it is not Bark, it is Gainful odds. Let's see what Gainful can do. Looking like a very tidy time from Gainful. Let's see what he crosses the line with. It's a 130.4 from Gainful, up to P11 at the moment.
Still not a bad lap. Roughly at midfield, exactly where you don't want to be starting around this place, but it's only Q1. Just survive definitely Q1 and then see what happens. We've got mixed conditions, so we could be seeing dry Q2 or dry Q3, so if you can get through Q1, I think this will be trickiest. But Gainful's actually crashed out now by the looks of stuff.
Oh no.
So
yeah, he has.
That's all irrelevant.
Yeah, that's a strange place to see it actually. It's on the exit of 2. Yeah,
it looks like it's just done the same as what Steve did, just hit the barrier a bit harder, because it's a tricky traction zone at the best of times, isn't it? And I think Gainful does run, I believe he runs no assists.
Yeah.
I know Hound's trying to make the transitions to turn assists off as well. So they will be struggling big time. Really taking a gamble by not turning traction control back on this race, but I respect him for it, definitely.
Yeah, I'm just on board with Webb Stappen, who's came through turn 2 on his first hot lap. Just going to see what he can do. A lot of traffic ahead of him. Hopefully he doesn't catch up with that, as he does have traffic. It's an Alfa Romeo, I think. which is either Northpack or Kane Lowry, who's in the pit, so it is Northpack. So I think Northpack's actually on a lap as well, so hopefully they don't get too close to each other.
Yeah, it should be alright.
Oh!
He might pick up a bit of slipstream.
Verstappen losing it out of Lesbo's number 2. I don't think he's taking damage, but he did skid along the barrier a small bit, and he has backed out as King Luckman passes him. King Luckman in P2 at the moment. As I said, it's. Do you know what? I think King Luckman's been one of these guys that we've missed. We keep going on about, you know, Dimpster and Blue New Soul, even Northpack with their as Barkmandu is out as well, as he lost to Ascari. But I think King Luckman is one of these guys who's flying under the radar. He's, you know, start of the season struggling to get out of Q1, and you know he's thereabouts on Q3. You know, more or less the last 4 or 5 races. So that's a testament to King Luckman.
I think that's better for him going away, and I don't want to sound cruel or mean because it wouldn't be further from truth, but I think him flying under the radar and just getting on with his business and picking speed up without us commenting on it all the time, it might actually be benefiting him, and he's not going into the races thinking, are they going to be watching my pace this time? He's actually just going into the races and doing his thing, and he's been up there for the past 4 races, he's actually been up there in sharp, and whether it's been through luck or whether it's been through pace, he's still been up there. So he's got to have got something in between his ears to actually be capable of that. So he's doing a really good job.
Yeah, and like he's not going to get away with not being mentioned either, though.
Oh no, 100%. He deserves a mention.
Yeah, definitely. He's been flying there for a while. Obviously, Luckman was with us in season 1. Actually, thinking Luckman was a day 1 driver and left for personal reasons, but he's back with a bang for season 4, and I think he came back at the end of season 3. So yeah, great to see him on the grid, doing very well currently in P2. I'm still on with Verstappen, who had that issue out of the second Lesmo as he's heading towards that scar, you know. And this is what I'm saying. He left it late, has a mistake on his first flyer. Now he only has 4 minutes left. I know he can still get a couple of laps in, but it does draw a lot of pressure, which can lead to mistakes.
Yeah, definitely. You want to get a lap in earlier, bank a lap, so that you're not feeling that pressure when you get to end its session. Luckily for these guys, track evolution is not going to really be a thing.
Oh, as he loses it out of Parabolica, and he will definitely have wing damage. Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, oh, he couldn't make his mind up then.
Commentator's curse there, I think, Josh, but,
you
know...
sorry what's happened.
Let's call a spade a spade. He's not running traction either. Been speaking to Verstappen a lot lately. He's come in, he's turned his assists off, more or less all of them, and he's going ahead with it. In that scenario, in the wet, you want to get an early lap in, get your time on the board, go forward, and see where it brings you.
We've lost Ninja as well, so we are seeing a lot of casualties out of Q1 at the minute. Ninja's lost it out of a second Lesmo, which is a fairly understandable place to lose it. I'm guessing he's just got it caught on inside curb and it's spun his car around. It's not really a rookie mistake, it's more just inexperience in the track conditions, I think. This is why you really do need to be doing laps so you know which curves are going to auto spin you, basically. Let's see what Hound's got up his sleeve, because he's going to be needing something. Whether he gets through, he won't be taking part in Q2 unless he gets through on merit, even though there's so many cars that are actually dropping out of Q2. He does need to get a good lap together, so let's see what he can pull out at Bag. It looks like he's on a push lap as we speak. It's just coming up to, is it Retafilio? I think that's the second chicane. He messes up his entry and he messes up his exit as well. Not ideal, but let's see what it looks like on the Delta. And he goes through a Sector 2 board. So he was struggling through the Lesmos, which is a place where you'd expect to struggle, especially in wet weather. You are running low downforce, so you're pretty much going to be struggling everywhere, but it's more understeer that you'd expect, not oversteer.
Yeah, definitely.
And he's 7 tenths down on his lap, nearly 8 tenths, so he's going to have to go for another one if he's got the fuel for it, and if he hasn't, he needs to get into the pit lane ASAP.
Yeah, you're not going to get back out, Josh. There's only 2 minutes left in the session.
Yeah, so he's really going to have to be fueled up, isn't he? And I don't think he is. He might be.
Let's see. Staying out. Let's see what he can do.
Not
Yeah.
improved, not quite.
Not improved, and his battery is quite low as well. I think he's leaving it on throughout the whole session, which isn't ideal. You're going to get a lot of rear wheel spin in the wet. With
Yeah, and it increases braking distance as well, which is
yeah. Oh, he
exactly
gets
what
out
you
of
don't
shape.
want in the
Yeah.
wet. Goes deep into the corner, and then he gets wheel spin up way out. So that's the complete opposite of the commentator's curse, I think. So it looks like he's going to be a casualty in Q1. It's a shame for him, but we've seen some very tight lap times up at top of grid. Sort of ignored him a little bit while I've been looking at the guys down at the bottom. We've seen some really competitive lap times. J-Doy once again leading a session.
Yeah, I think Steve's in a bit of trouble here. North Pack is in the pits, so we're going to lose North Pack as well. And Mike and Gainful both lost it. Did Saki lose it, or did he retire in the pits?
I think Saki lost it as well, but I can't be 100% sure.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty.
I don't recall seeing him lose it. Yeah, Steve's backed right off. Right, at least that's the best explanation.
Let's see. He's not far off it. Oh, unfortunate for Steve. He matches his time, but unfortunately he is out. As is Wabstappen. Is he on a lap? Wabstappen is on a lap. Let's see what Wabstappen can do. He needs it. This is his only chance now to try and get out of Q1.
Well, he's 9 seconds under his time at the minute, going through that sector, so let's see what he can pull out in the third sector. Cautious into Parabolica.
Yeah, I think he's going to struggle here. I can't see him getting a 30.4 out of this. Let's see what he can do.
He's done
oh,
it. He's
super!
Done it.
Wow! Last lap. Obviously, North Pack was gone already, so it won't really affect him, but yeah, that was a pressure lap. This is what I'm saying. He probably could have done that time handy enough, early days, Q1. A lot of pressure to put on yourself, but he did it in the end. He had it in him. We never doubted that.
This is why we love F1, because clock never lies at the end of the day.
Yeah, to be honest, I would suspect J-Doy, Mechanical and Jackie have retired from the session, but I think we've lost Saki, Blue, Mike, Gainful, Ninja and Bark in that qualifying session.
We could be in for a shock here.
It could be
Steve's gone for another lap.
Oh,
is it enough?
Lucky. No,
not quite.
Unfortunately.
Not quite. But good effort. Sadly, it won't be 19th for him. It will be 19th for him, regardless of the cars that have DNF'd.
Am I wrong in saying everybody in Q2 will get through, judging off who didn't? Saki didn't crash out. So we lost North Pack and Steve, and Mike, Gainful, Ninja and Barkman do. So we're bringing 11 into Q2? Oh no, apologies, 14.
We're bringing 14, 14, so we'll only lose 4.
I was thinking Q3 in my head.
Yeah, it did confuse me as well.
Let's see. Will it be wet? Will it be dry? Will it be dry to start? Will it get wet again? I suspect if it's wet, and I think it's going to be wet all throughout quali.
Well, possibly. We did get told mixed conditions, but it's quite difficult to actually read a forecast on this game, I'll admit. Let's see who goes out first.
Williams, I think. Yep. Is that Dimster? No. Jampot?
So he's raring to go. He's feeling good.
Yeah, as I said again, I understand track evolution works and all that, but get your banker lap in, and if guys make mistakes, you're not putting too much pressure on yourself towards the end of the session.
Jampot won last time out, didn't he?
Yeah, super job from Jampot last week, taking an ethical toast on the last lap at Spain.
So could we be seeing a bit of form coming into play from Jampot? He's not had the start of the season that he'd have wanted. We've been saying that when he finds that form again, he's going to be dangerous. an unethical toast himself said that, you know, if there's anyone that he'd rather lose to, it's either Jampa or Luckman. So there's no hard feelings between those guys. It was a pretty good battle, I've got to admit.
I'm just on board with Jampot there now, as he will be the first man to set a time. We have Stappen and also Basso currently in the pits. Hopefully Wab learns from Q1 and gets out and gets that banker lap in.
Yeah, track evolution's not really something that you rely on when it's wet, because if anything, it's just going to keep getting worse. So you just want to get out and start doing laps, and just, you know, if you throw enough football, some of it will stick. That's aim at game when it's damp, wet conditions. Because everyone's pretty much starting on a level playing field anyway, so you might as well go out and get as many laps as you can. Any lap's an advantage.
Just looking at the comments, Steve had 12 laps of fuel on board, which wouldn't have been ideal.
Oh, Jampot spins it out of a chicane, so he's going to have to abort that lap. He's in the runoff area, struggling to get it spun. He's just done a 3-point turn nearly. So we'll stay on board with Jampot, or we'll switch to unethical toast.
Who is the next guy? Is in an Aston Martin. I think that's Carl. Or is it Toast? Yeah, it is Toast then, Carl. Let's see what Toast can do.
It looks to be pretty tidy. Ooh, I'll say that, and he runs wide at the second one.
Yeah, look, he didn't invalidate. Oh, that's Carl! Oh, just holds on. That's a save of the century, that looked like. Got all out of shape out of the Lesmos. Yeah, no, I didn't. I was on with Toast, but it was in the background. Just caught the curb on the exit of Lesmo 2, heading towards the barrier, and just swung back again. Great save there from Carl.
God.
As Toast has invalidated, so has Carl.
Yeah. Do you reckon maybe he saw something in his rear view mirror that got his attention?
Quite possibly. That, you know, it's fine margins. Don't turn on your rear view mirror.
I remember the first league race I ever did. It was around France, and it was a wet practice. And I'm driving behind this guy, you know, the flat out right-hander at the end of the second straight.
Yeah.
Well, this guy kept it flat, and he spins into the barrier, and you just see car spin off in front of him, and you just steer a massive foot into the barrier. And from that day on, I've been hooked on league racing. So wet conditions, whether you're racing or not, they're still just superior, I think, anyway.
I hate the wet.
I think it's just a matter of it's all about perspective and how good you are in the wet.
Thanks, Josh. Bell end.
All I'm saying is we both DNF'd from Friday's race, so you know there's no weight to what I've just said.
You DNF'd, I was crashed into. Big difference.
Yeah, your DNF wasn't your fault. That's it.
We got a Reggie with a 29.3 out of nowhere. That's almost certainly got Reggie into Q3, I would think. Jedi with a 29.5.
But we've seen it before in Tier 3. You can't say it's over until Fat Lady sings.
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
crazy.
Yeah.
I'm severely regretting not getting beers for the race.
Clay Mull, who's out in Magluf at the moment at the ripe age of 36, saying, Dan, you can't call your co-coms a bellend. I agree, it was a sleight of tongue, and it won't happen again.
Oh, you dropped the B-bomb.
I dropped the B-bomb. It's better than the F-bomb, but, you know, I was insulted. Something had to be said.
Oh, Clay's enjoying his holiday. It can't be that good if he sat watching a stream of the F1 race, but...
What else did you be doing? Sat in the Magaluf, drinking a beer, watching Tier 3.
Clubbing with hot scenes. We hope you're enjoying it, Clay. I would say that we can't wait to have you back, but that'd be a complete lie. Stay as long as you want. Seriously.
Basso was heading towards it. Whoa! Basso with a 29.5. Super time. We have Stappen coming along behind him. I think he's okay.
Ozone in raptures.
Yeah, well, I'm stapping the 29.6 now. Everybody in the 29s know a lot of improvements as Carl Trim and J Dye have an identical time at 1:29.556. Super stuff.
And Saki and Luckman have an identical time as well on a 1:29.998. That is incredible. How many times will you see that?
He's going to jump on with Jackie. He hasn't set a time yet. He is on a lap. He's coming through Ascari. Let's see what Jackie can do. Clay just informed you that you're only keeping his seat warm and he'll be taking it back when he comes home. Which in fact he won't, because I'm back to work next week. So wow, jump on at 29.2.
Oh,
Jackie heading towards the start finish line at 29.8. That's Jackie P9. As we have a Ferrari, that's mechanical. Oh, mechanical with the fastest lap. 29.2. Track evolution certainly playing a part here now with 11 drivers into the 29s compared to 3 in Q1. There's Kane Lowry with a 29.6. That bumps him up to P8. Oh, do you know? Oh, Verstappen, 28, 28.9. I was just looking there saying maybe P4 was safe, but with a 28.9, I'm not sure P4 is safe with a 29.3.
Well, this is it. You see, this is what I was saying. You can't rest on your laurels in Tier 3 because the times are going to get quicker. You know, nowhere's safe really, unless you're in top 10, obviously, by end of session. You've really got to be giving everything. And I think Verstappen's just proved that we can get into it 128s. And times will drop from there.
We got a Mercedes in trouble there. That's also Basso. He looks to have had a spin into the chicane, turn 4. There's no ozone in the chat yet, so obviously Nikki is otherwise engaged at the moment. She's in the chat with all accounts. My chat is just not up to date, which is fair enough.
I will say that the ozone has been lacking recently, and it's not good enough. Also needs the support. Get it together, and we need the interaction.
Yeah, definitely. The more the merrier.
So we're starting to see a little bit of a quieter track
now.
now.
J Dye has left the session. Could you invite J Dye, Josh? Do you have him as a friend?
I certainly could.
Yeah, lovely.
I was PSN anyway, so I do believe I've got him as a friend. So.
Curly in the chats now, evening lads. Hard luck to Curly, who saw his Huddersfield side lose 1-0 to Nottingham Forest today. So Curly's not going to be the happiest boy in the world. So unlucky to him. Is what it is. I'm trying to look around to see who is where on track, as we have a Red Bull. That is Jackie, who has, he's on a lap. We've McLaren. Reggie is on a hot lap, so we'll stick on with Reggie. He is 3/10 over his time though, so that may be a burner lap.
Yeah, and it's just invalidated through Ascari anyway, so
yeah,
hopefully it was a burner lap. Well, we are seeing a bit of a quieter track now, so whether people think that they've reached their limit on these times...
quite possible.
Toast definitely hasn't. I think Toast made a couple of mistakes in his original lap. It can definitely get into 128. He's got it in him.
Dimster sneaking into P3 with a 29.1 as well.
Oh yeah. Yeah, some really cool names up there. Well deserved as well. If you hook a lap up round here, then he deserves to be up there. I don't want to make any predictions yet for Q3. Pole or anything, because we're seeing it change every time. I don't like making predictions in Tier 3. It's easier in Tier 1 and 2, but not Tier 3.
Yeah, I don't tend to do it anyway, because every time I do it, I curse people. Just trying to... Toast is coming into Parabolica there now, and he is 2 seconds off his time, which will be a 29.6. So let's see what he can do in Sector 3. As he heads towards the start-finish line, cutting that really tight towards the pit lane entrance, and that is unethical toast up to P6 with a 29.390.
You'd think that'd be good enough, but there's only 2 cents between him and the drop zone.
Absolutely, so that's what I'm saying. This is mega tight. Saki will get a better lap in. Blue, Kane Lowry, even also they'll get better lap times in. This is wide open. I think possibly Jam Pot, maybe P5 is safe, maybe not. I think everybody's going to have to try and get out here, get stuff in, as Unethical Toast is on a second lap and he does set a proper sector 1. So I'm going to stay on with Unethical Toast and see what he can do through sector 2.
Ooh, he's lucky not to have been validated there.
Yeah, I think he's smashing this.
We're starting to see drivers get a handle on it now and know exactly where they can push and where they've got to hold back.
Yeah, definitely.
That's why we're seeing lap times coming down quite
drastically. Wow, proper sector 2 from Toast there, down 4.5 tenths.
This is invalidated.
Oh, hard luck for Toast.
He's backed off. He's going to want to set another. He's going to want to.
Yeah, we can see. Yeah, he's warming his tyres there now again. So he does have the pace. He definitely has the pace. Proper sector 1 and 2. I'm just going to jump on with someone else at the minute. That is King Luckman. No, it's not. It's an Aston Martin. Who is that? That's Carl, I think. As Carl is coming towards the start-finish line. And he'll be followed by Luckman. So let's see what Carl can do. Looks tasty. Yeah, very nice. 29.3.
Let's see what Luckman can do coming across the line shortly. 29. It looks like he's still pushing for another lap, so we'll see what he can do. Yeah, I mean, he'd like to improve. He's in P9, so he's definitely in danger zone. And the guys that have come out, they're capable of improving as well. So, yeah, it's not a time to be retiring if you're in that position. I can understand Jackie retiring because he's up in P2 with the 129.1. But he's so tight when you get further down.
Yeah, I'm just on my mechanical there at the moment. Haven't seen a whole pile of him.
Ooh, we've got a yellow flag. Is that a car slowing down, or is that just... I think Carl's got a bit of traffic behind him. I can't tell who it is. Is it J-Dye, possibly? No.
I think I got Curly and the Terriers mixed up. In fact, I did. The Terriers is the Huddersfield fan. So, even better, unlucky last night and unlucky on the Premier League.
Oh, Curly's a Liverpool fan.
Yeah.
You were better off being an Huddersfield fan. Well done on Carabao Cup anyway.
Yeah, Identical Toast into the 28s now as well. 28.964.
Ooh, that's a mighty lap time, so he definitely had it in him. I didn't know whether he had pole in him, but you know, he's looking pretty punchy. See what Luckman can do coming across the line. He goes up to P7, that could be enough. But there's a lot of cars behind him that are looking to improve. Whether they've done enough, we'll know shortly. J-Dye's coming across the line. He doesn't improve. And we can't see how long's left because we've got a yellow flag in sector 1 and 2.
Ooh, Reggie up to P3. And have we lost Jackie? Oh, no, I think he's just retired in the pits.
Yeah,
he retired. Safe. Yeah.
Even then, it's touch and go.
Clay said better than being a Leeds fan.
Yeah, of course he would. I can't hear you, you're in Magaluf. Bye.
Hopefully his playing back gets cancelled.
Oh, we can hope. I'm going to put a call in.
Oh, the jam pod is up on his time as well, I think. Yeah.
J-Dye set a purple sector 1 as well. So we're going to be seeing some improvements.
Got also Saki, Kane Lowry in blue on the cusp here. As Kane Lowry is coming around the last corner, he's 10 seconds up, but he will... No, he won't. That is Kane Lowry apologies. That's Saki out of Q2.
Kane Lowry has invalidated as well, so that is him out of Q2 as well.
Yeah. As Carl Trim heads towards the line, he's in P9 at the moment. Let's see what he can do. He comes back to the pit, so he could be in danger. Also, the next guy to cross the line. Let's see what Also can do. Can he creep into Q3? Not sure. It doesn't look the quickest.
Luckman's going to be very close here.
Unfortunate.
I think he's just going to stay up.
Oh, Luckman, yeah. J-Dye setting the fastest lap at 28.8.
Ooh. It
Uh,
looks to me like this rain stops as well, so the
quite
track could have been
possibly,
drying up a little
I
bit.
will bounce out for a couple of seconds, Josh. Just for argument's sake, I'll stay on board with the jam pot. I will be back in 2 minutes.
Yep, no problem. No problem at all. So we're seeing final cars pitting now, and we'll get into Q3. Shaping up to be a good one, actually. Actually, I don't want to make any predictions yet, but I think J-Doy and Toast will be up there. Reggie pulled it out of Bagham Webstappen as well. We've got the top four covered by just over a tenth. 1.5 tenths, exactly, so that's going to be very close. If they can stay that close in race as well, it could be in for a classic. Seeing some names drop out, but I wasn't quite expecting. Blue New Soul and Kane Lowry, I think they're going to be quite disappointed in themselves, but it is what it is. With these conditions, you've just got to go out and try your hardest and see where you end up. But I didn't think we'd be getting into 128s. Not at all. Mechanical's going to be wanting to improve a little bit. He's had quite a bit of form recently. And he knows he can do better, but he might be more of a dry conditions kind of guy. That's the thing, though. We might even see a dry Q3 yet, so we'll see true pace. But if the race is dry as well and people have picked dry setups, then it could all get flipped on its head. So we've got to remember that. Maybe these guys that are at the top have got the pace to be at the top because they've got wet setups on. You never know. It's all to be answered, so you've got to stay tuned in. Let's see what the conditions are like in Q3. It looks to be... But it doesn't look like it's raining anyway. Whether the track's dry or not, I'm not 100% sure, and I'll let you know as soon as the car goes out on track. We're seeing a Williams come out. Bear with me 2 secs. It looks like there's definitely movement at the end of the pit lane. We're seeing a Haas come out, so that's either Toast or Luckman. And we're seeing Jampot leaving the garage as well. We're seeing a lot of activity actually. The Haas is on intermediates, but the track will be drying out, so we could be seeing a dry lap at the end of this session. What I'd be doing is going and pumping maybe 2 or 3 laps in on the intermediates. You know, we've got time to do that, dry the track out a little bit, and yeah, then come in and hopefully do a lap on the dries right at the end. If a dry line's formed, it's all to play for. You never know what could happen. It looked like a piece just flew off of Toast's car then, but his car seems to be intact, so I wonder if it maybe just a barrier or something. A brake marker. Busy track at the minute. Got 6 cars out on track. The best thing really to do is to get a lap in early. These conditions, you know, they are probably more tricky now that it's just like switching over to dry. Because it's greasy, it's not quite wet, but it's not quite dry either. It probably is still intermediate weather, but I reckon we will see someone gamble and put the dries on, because these intermediates will start to struggle if the track dries out much more. Let's see who the first car across the line is going to be. I believe it's going to be Luckman, so I'll ride on board with him and see how he does on his lap. He's just coming through Parabolica now. The sun's starting to peek through the clouds, so yeah, we could definitely see some dry running. See what everyone's made of. Here we go then. Starts his lap. You're riding on board with the Jampot. So we'll actually ride on board with him. I believe you're riding on board with him anyway. He comes across the line. He's starting his lap. And I'll take you through a lap with the Jampot. Usually gets his line spot on, so we'll see what he's made of. You want to be braking round about 125 metres in the wet. Push it to 100 if you're feeling brave. We gets a little bit out of shape with through chicane, but he keeps it nice and wrapped up on the exit. Now it's always flat out through here. I think the only time it's not flat out is maybe the full wets, but intermediates and dries it's easily flat out. You want to be braking just after the 150 metre board here. Get it slowed down nicely. Try not to clip that sausage curb on either side, because that will send your car to the sky. Coming into Lesmos. And these are tricky to suss your braking points, but if you can get your car into the inside camber of a corner, it actually pulls it round the corner, especially there with the curb that it just took. It does a really good job of rotating your car around the corner. And now we're coming up to the most tricky corner on track, Ascari. there's 3 parts of it that you can mess up. If you mess up one of them, chances are you're going to mess up the other 2 as well. So it seems to have got that pretty nice. Wasn't super quick through there, but it was nice and tidy anyway. So that's really all that matters. The banker lap. And that's all hard parts out of the way. Coming through Parabolica, let's see how he does. He runs a tiny bit wide, but he still keeps it nice. Lookman sets the 129.2. It's a very good lap. Toe sets the 129.5, so Lookman is the superior horse at the minute. And Jampot sets the 129.4, so that's a very good lap from Lookman.
Yeah, the track looking pretty dry as well now, Josh. I wonder, will it get dry towards the end of the session?
Yeah, that's what I've just been saying. We could see maybe a dry lap at the end of the session.
Yeah, it's one of them though. You want to make sure that it's not with Jackie as he's coming towards the start-finish line. 29.8 from Jackie. It's probably not one you want to gamble unless you're in like P9, P10. You don't want to risk going on the softs and end up binning it. Obviously in P9 or 10 you've nothing to lose.
It's high risk, high reward in it at the end of the day, so if you do gamble it, and it works, you are going to get a massive payoff, but if it don't work, you've just sort of thrown away your last flying lap. It's all about where you are in the reward.
Obviously it could be down to driving as well, but the times, like we saw everyone in the 28s, so is this suggesting that the Inters are slightly slower, or that guys aren't hooking it up as much, which is probably less likely given the fact that, a lot of them were in the 28s. But let's see how it plays out. I'm on with Carl as he's coming around the last corner now. Parabolica. Let's see what he can do. Bit wide there, looking for traction. And he gets it. Still a bit wide. 29.8 from Carl. That's P5 provisionally.
But definitely did seem to be sliding around a little bit. That's a mighty time. Wow. Very good lap
Colin as well. Great lap. I'm on Reggie coming around the last corner now as well. A 30 dead from Reggie.
And it looks at the minute like Lookman's coming between the jam on toast. Not where you want to be.
Jackie. Oh, Jackie's well down this time. And that's Jackie provisionally P2 with a 28.8. Nothing between P1 and P2.
Yeah, he just took a second out of his lap, so he's pulled it out at back there. And it's just sort of blasted it through first chicane.
Yeah, that's not good to see, to be honest.
Yeah. That could have gone horribly wrong, but anyway, it didn't this time. We'll try and refrain from it in future. I will be right back.
As Jade Dye comes around the last corner now, he is off in his time, so he either had a mistake or it's a burner lap. And he'll start this hot and nice in P3, and he is down a 10th as well. Or up a 10th, sorry. Let's see what he can do with Sector 3. Oh, back in the pits. Must have had a big mistake. Carl Trim coming around. Will he come into the pits? He won't. He's gone to the line. Down on his time, so he's put in a bit of fuel. That is Williams, I think, of Jampod as he goes again. 8 seconds down, so that was a recharge lap. I think Colin is back in the pits. Dimster heading towards the pits as well. Jedi, I think that's a Red Bull of Jackie, who has backed off massively. He is out of fuel, so yeah, I think that's pretty much that run out of the way. We have Stappen sitting in the pits once again, not set a lap. As Hound says, defo slick time. So yeah, maybe guys waiting. King Luckman now on softs selected. I would suggest you're going to want to leave this late, but not too late. If you went now, you would get a burner lap on him. It's a tough call. Let's see how it plays out. As Luckman is coming out of the pits, getting all out of shape out of the pits. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's definitely slick time yet. King Luckman looks like he's struggling a bit. That said, he will get probably 2 laps in here, so a burner lap, wait for that lap to dry out. Colin on the softs as well. Ethical Toast is on an outlap and he plows straight through turn 1 again. I don't understand why people are doing this, but fair enough.
Yeah, there's no excuse for it. It must be to save time, but there's plenty of time left anyway, so I don't.
Yeah,
really...
we got a mix here, Josh. We got Colin, Reggie, and Luckman gambling on the softs. Dimster and Ethical Toast out on inters. King Luckman came out of the pits. Watching for the first couple of corners, looked like he was struggling big time. So I think that track needs to dry up pretty fast, if I'm honest.
Yeah, but it looks like he got a bit of purchase through Ascari then. Looked like it could carry a bit more speed, so it might literally just be the crossover point now. So
yeah,
I'll
stick on with Luckman. He is the first guy around for the last run. Obviously, he will get 2 laps in as well. Oh, that's what I was saying. Just what holds on.
Has that blown it for him? That's the question. Can he get into the pits and change them? Or does he just stay out and do another lap? His tyres are going to be cooked. Think it might be a wrong call, you know, Dan. That's not great. We'll stay on with him anyway and see if the track does improve. Jampot's still that mighty times kept him top at leaderboard, 128.720. It doesn't look like the grip going through the corners is that bad. It looks like it's the exits that are tricky.
Yeah. Jampot coming out on softs as well. Couple of guys leaving it really late. Carl, J-Dye, Jackie, they want to be getting out now quick. The track does look like it's dried up as Luckman comes into turn 4. Don't shift from the second there suggests it's not as dry as it looks. I didn't catch his sector 1 time. Let's see what his sector 2 time is. Yeah, I think that track is still wet looking, Josh.
Yeah, I do think it were a bit premature. But if he's managing to actually take the corners at a somewhat reasonable speed and not spin out, then surely it can't be that bad. Because these slicks really shouldn't be able to cope in these conditions. But he is 2.4
Yeah, that's the trouble. I still think it's too wet, if I'm honest.
Well, we'll see what it can do anyway. Because it might come down to the final lap. Really, you wanted to have left it as late as you could, but it's the position that we're in.
Toast is coming around the last couple of corners now, as he's not going to beat his time, but he will get another lap in.
I will say that Luckman caught him a lot that lap as well.
Dimster is up at 10th. Dimster up at 10th. He's on the inters, yeah. Oh wow, P3 currently, as he takes nearly half a second off his time. I still think the inters are the tire to be on.
Yeah, same here. Luckman just completely butchered turn 1. Really struggled to get it slowed down.
Oh no, Verstappen coming back in.
Still a good lap time for him.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. Oh, yellow flag sector 3. That is J-Dye on an out lap. I think it's... Ooh! Dimser with a massive spin. Yeah, fortunately he doesn't get disqualified. We got... Oh, as he's in the barrier now, he's no wing. He doesn't want to get disqualified from the session here. We're going backwards, which this game can do. So that is all we're going...
Sorry, yeah, J-Dye were coming out final corner and Game just took control of him, so he didn't make it in time.
Yeah, Luckman 2 seconds off his time again. The softs looking to be the wrong call here as he loses it through Ascari. Unethical Toast is a half a tenth up. Yeah. Oh, this is going to be tight. This is going to be very, very tight. If he nails sector 3, this could be pole.
Ooh, running it very wide coming out at final corner using alt track available. Was it the faster line? Who knows? 128.9.
Jampot, who is on the softs, is 5 seconds off his time. So, yeah, King Luckman isn't going to set a time. Mechanical's in the pits. Dimster has retired. So, yeah, that's it. Jampot pole.
Yeah, congratulations, Jampot. You're back on top. We should be seeing a dry race, so I was saying while you were away that all that we've seen in qualifying could be switched on its head because we don't know who's running a dry setup or a wet setup. It could be that these guys are running a wet setup. That's why we're on top at the minute, but We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, a lot of comments coming in that it was kind of on the crossover period. The Inters or the softs didn't feel good. Obviously, it worked for some, didn't for others, but yeah, that's where we are. As who are we waiting on? Unethical toast cars still going around track. So yeah, we're going to have Jampot on pole. Jackie making up the front row, Unethical Toast, and Dimster making up the second row. Wab Stappen, King Luckman, Carl Trim, Jadoy, Mechanical, and Reggie making up the rest of the top 10. What's going to be interesting here, Josh, is strategy. Free choice for everybody. Soft, medium, medium, soft, soft, hard, hard, soft, possibly. Be interesting to see what they pick, depending where you are, obviously.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the optimal strategy is definitely a soft medium. It's doable, especially because you've not done a flying lap on your softs.
Yeah,
I will
definitely.
start
Yeah.
on softs. That's just personal preference. I don't like starting on mediums anymore. I think you're at the same boat as well. An
Yeah.
early safety car can really screw you. So definitely, I'd say start on softs and run them till maybe lap 10, lap 11. You could probably get away with lap 11 actually at this rate, at this point rather.
Yeah, if not 13, Josh, I would think. I think I had in my
Yeah,
head lap 12 with a quali lap on them.
13 would be quite a feat though on these soft tyres. They do degrade, not quickly, but they do degrade.
Yeah,
So
the
it's,
rear left is the problem tire on this track. It just eats the rear left, and there's nothing you can really do about it. It's just one of them tracks.
we have got a dry race. It's confirmed.
As I Matthias is in from tier 2. Yeah, I just want a big shout out to the viewers once again. 27 viewers on stream.
Yep, good to have you all here. Good to have an audience. Has the Ozo made an appearance yet? I've spoken to the void. Here we go, 5 seconds before we're due to start. Get underway with formation lap. I think this race is going to fly by. It's a really fast track.
Yeah, it is. Oh, everybody on softs. Top 10. Let's have a look.
Carl's on mediums and Jackie's on mediums, so we've got a mix.
Yeah, we got Jackie, Carl Trim. Jackie and P2 on the mediums. Carl Trim P7 on the mediums. Saki P12 on the mediums. Blue and Mike P14 and 15 on the mediums. And Hound on the mediums. Jackie, do you know what? I know we say this medium tire thing, but Jackie has a way the mediums working. He'll go deep into this race. Yeah, do you know what? It's impossible to call this. I would just point out that Dibster and Wab Stappen have done very well to get into the top 5 there. A lot of pace around them as well. Couple of surprises, obviously. Steve going out Ninja, unfortunately losing out as well. Mike crashing out. Kane Lowry all the way down in P13. Mechanical probably won't be happy with P9 either, I would think. Championship leader Carol in P7. Yeah.
Got a few people out of position, haven't we?
Yeah, we do, and you know what? I think the Jampot starting on the softs, if he can get a good run out, if Jackie gets a good one off the line, if he can hold Toast up on the, if he can hold the Toast up, if Jampot can stretch that lead, he won't be in a bad position at all. But again, we could have a safety car and 5 DNFs after turn 1, so just have to see how it goes.
Yeah, anything could happen. I think the soft tyre is definitely a tyre to be on. These guys won't be able to see who's picked what tyre at the minute, other than guys around them, but yeah, soft tyre is definitely the tyre. So we'll just have to wait and see how that plays out. But it's all about this start for Jampot. Let's see what he can do, if he can get a good getaway. Those softs will be better than those mediums originally anyway.
Yeah, I'm actually going to just stick on with Toast and just see what kind of a run the top 4 get.
Giving us a really dodgy camera angle here for a couple of them. Can barely see anything.
Yeah, it is one of these I found. I jumped in for tier 2 comms on Friday night. Some of the angles, obviously it's such a narrow track, it's sometimes running on board, but no.
Here we go.
And yeah, 5 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and away we go to the outside. Jam just holding it, he should do enough. Dipster. Oh, that's Dipster. Oh my god, he got tapped by Wab. Stappen does super well to hold on to it as Jedi is going to come up the outside of him into turn 4 and have a look at that.
We've had a collision going through turn 1. It looks like Saki's come together with Mike and caused a little bit of carnage, on a mini carnage, but yeah, not entirely clean. We have seen a bit of wheel banging going through. Batman makes a bit of contact with Steve as well. God, we're seeing cars bouncing off each other across the field. It looks like the top guys had a pretty good start and the bottom half had a pretty bad start. As you'd expect, really.
Oh, that is that. Oh, that's a massive collision for Kane Lowry.
Yeah,
Kane
Mike's
Lowry.
done as well.
Oh no, that is the exit of the second Lesmo. Nah, that's not Kane Lowry. Apologies.
Yeah, Mike went.
Yeah.
Mike is missing a front wing, so he's gonna have to come into the pits and get out replaced. Not ideal by any stretch. Just a shame that had to happen. It was in the walls a little bit with Saki, I believe, as well. So not the cleanest of starts for him, unfortunately.
Yeah, Luckman in the pits now as well.
Oh, it's a shame for Luckman. I wonder what happened to him. Doing really well. Let's have a look what the top guys are doing. It's still they're not pulling away from each other.
Yeah, Toast just getting ahead of Jedi there as well at some point. Or apologies, getting ahead of Jackie, and so has Jedi. Obviously, Jackie being on the mediums wouldn't have the outright pace that the guys around him did have. So,
but Toast just had a blinding start, didn't he?
He got a good run. Jampot did well to cover him off into turn 1.
Yeah, it looked like he nearly missed that turn one, actually did Toast, because he went quite deep into it, presumably to avoid any argy-bargy with Jampot. And it's a miracle that he actually made corner, but here we go, we've got Jedi shaping
side by side into Ascari. Not ideal. Is he ahead? He does look to be, and he has made that work.
Yeah.
With no DRS. I would suspect Jedi's running a lot of downforce. Super move.
I'll say that Toast didn't use any ERS and Jedi used 30%, so that could come into it there.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like Toast really defended as much as he could have done. Maybe he's playing long game. I'm not, I can't explain that, but yeah, or a blinding move right outside into Ascari. You don't see many moves there.
Yeah, it was definitely, and he's not going to have a look back at him either. He does seem to be playing the conservative ERS game. It's as we said, turn 1, turn 4, turn 8, maybe the last corner. That's where you're going to overtake. Probably turn 1 being the most beneficial. Such a long straight with DRS. You don't want to give up track position too easy, which is playing into the hands of the Jampot now, extending his lead to nearly 1.5 seconds. But the movement going on as Hound has taken Kane Lowry.
Yep, rode on board with it. That was a pretty good move. It nearly looked like it was going to fail, but Hound seems to get better drive out at chicane. He got past him. I just want to add that the racing that I've seen so far, especially into that first chicane, it's impressive to see that guys actually can race properly. We've got guys backing out of moves when it's not a sure thing. We've got guys giving respect to other guys, and it's good to see that guys can actually race like that through that first chicane.
Yeah, super, absolutely. It's great to see. Obviously, 100%. Look, it's a difficult track. Turn 1 is difficult. You have 20 guys heading into turn 1 at 300 kilometers an hour or whatever it is. We did have 1 or 2 guys, King Luckman in particular, picking up a bit of damage. But other than that, it was Blue New Soul taking a lot of exit curb on Ascari, which is not a place you want to be.
Oh, Hound he's got the Jaws theme playing in his head. He could get gobbled up on this straight.
No, I think he's okay. Blue looked to make a run up the inside of Kane Lowry, who got distracted and went a bit wide. Blue might have a look at Kane Lowry into turn 1. I don't think he will. He will. He will.
He's got the pace. This is where we're going to see high downforce versus low downforce come into it.
Is he close enough?
Oh,
No, he
he
backs
backs
out.
out. See,
Yeah.
that's smart racing. Well done, Blue
Yeah.
Loose. That's
I
exactly what
agree.
we've been saying all week.
100%, yeah, 100%.
That's it. Even though Move looked like it when near enough on anyway, you know, he wasn't 100% sure. He backed out of it. You know, it's not rocket science.
Ooh, as
We love
Blue
to see
does
it.
take Ken Lowry now.
Mike sets the fastest lap, which by all intents and purposes is useless at the minute because he's not in the top 10. But good effort. He's on the soft tyres down in 19th, and Nerfcrack is 5 seconds behind him. Just wanted to do a little update from the bottom half of the grid. J-Doy getting very close.
I think I'm going to jump off this battle for a second and look at the battle for the lead. As we are going to be heading down to turn 1 now. You'd imagine J-Doy will get the move done here pretty easy. He's all over the back of Jampot into Parabolica. Should get this done.
J-Doy's the fastest car on track. He is using a substantial amount more ERS than Toast and Jampot, so that's going to bite him later on in race. But he's using it at the minute to try and get into the lead, which he has done. He's the fastest on track, but yeah, he's going to have to start saving some ERS now, I'd have thought.
Yeah, the Jampot isn't in a bad position for ERS, so stick in with J-Doy and have a look into Ascari, maybe possibly turn 1 again as Saki is in the pits picking up a 5-second penalty. Not ideal for Saki.
Look at Toast as well. We've got J-Doy, he's on 46, we've got Jampot on 68, and we've got Toast on 92, sorry. He's not pushing at the minute, he's playing waiting game.
Yeah, we do see this with Toast. He is very, very good at managing his tyres and his ERS. And then he pounces. Yeah, he pounces them when he can.
He's an ace in the pack, isn't he? He's definitely planning something here. I think he's just waiting for it to settle down and get his bearings.
Yeah, Jampot just hanging on to the back of J-Doy. J-Doy getting a better run through a scary. Still think Jampot is close enough to make a move into turn 1. If he can nail Parabolica, and let's see where that ends up.
DRS is super powerful on this track.
Yeah,
it's already low downforce. Any extra top speed you can get.
Yeah, I think it's a 1.5 kilometre straight, which is mega long. You'd expect the Jampot to make a move. No, he won't. He's too far back.
Yeah, he's too far back on this occasion. Think he might have been a bit conservative coming out of the final corner. But he's gaining on him.
He's on jam now as well.
This is a brilliant fight for first place. Jack is on the back of Toast.
Yeah, I'm going to have a look throughout the field now. Carl making his way up as well, taking Reggie into turn 1. With Mechanical also taking Reggie.
Yeah.
And also all over the back from looking pacey as well.
What is happening? I'm glad we didn't make any predictions because we're seeing names that we didn't quite expect to see in every different place. Reggie should be right up there at sharp.
You know what, Josh? I have to say, 6 laps in, there's nobody making any crazy moves, dive bombs. It's good, solid, clean racing. Guys are making moves when they're, significantly alongside is what we advise, but ideally ahead. And they've seen the heat of that, and it's producing brilliant racing.
Yeah, as it stands, this has been setting an example to Rest at League, and I think Rest at League really, they could do with taking note of it. Based on what we saw personally in Tier 1. Tier 2 had some questionable racing as well. Obviously we don't want to get into that. What we are getting into though is the fact that Tier 3 are just producing some fantastic racing. Some smart racing as well. Looking through, Hound seems to be catching Blue New Soul slightly.
Yeah, the Jampot retaking the lead now into turn 1 as well. Which kind of suits it, Ethical Toast, to just leave him keep battling,
Yeah. Drain Bear ERS. He's nearly got double the ERS that J-Doy's got, so he's sitting pretty at minute. I think these mistakes have moulded him a little bit. I can't take my eyes off it. Bottom separating each car.
King Luckman, Gainful Odds and Saki on the hard, so they'll be looking to go to the end. So a safety car would bump them up a long ways, but obviously the pace difference would come into it. J-Doy squeezing the gap into Scary. I'm gonna imagine J-Doy's gonna have a crack at this again. Unethical Toast just not using the RS, leaving him go at it, staying within DRS himself. Obviously has Jackie behind. Oh, as J-Doy goes very wide.
Yep, Tosh just says thank you very much. He will be out of DRS range, and J-Doy will still be in it, but this is getting tasty up at front. Jedi just doing what
Jedi going deep as well. Jedi going deep into parabolic, and he's gone off track. Jackie could possibly have a look here as well.
He's going to be getting a penalty soon if he's not careful. Here we go. Toast is pretty easy prey. Not using the RS again. I'm starting to think maybe has he got an ERS problem? Is his button broken or something like that? Because
Jackie going very deep into turn 1.
Jackie on the mediums as well. Wow. We are getting to the
Jedi,
point where
apologies.
mediums are going to start to be better than the soft tyre at this point anyway, because of degradation. There's a definite cliff that the soft tyres drop off at some point. It's round about lap 10, lap 11.
Yeah, Toast definitely doesn't have an ERS problem he was deploying there, so I'm not quite sure what the strategy is here, but he's not using the ERS. The other guys around him are, but again, as we saw, Josh, there is a lot of long straights, but there is a lot of very heavy braking zones, so recharging isn't too bad. Jampot now is 2.5 seconds ahead, so he's just going to be looking to keep going here and see where he ends up. Jackie probably having a look at Jedi into turn 1 as they come through. Is scary at the minute. It's going to drop back the field as well. There's a nice little battle going on here. Carl, Trim, Mechanical and Reggie and Asso on the back of it as well.
Yep, just flicked over to it. Mechanical's looking very vulnerable at the minute in the nicest way possible. It's looking like if Carl can get a good run out at the final corner, Colin could be saying goodbye to 7th place, which wouldn't be great for him. But Carl seems to have messed up his entry. Oh, it's fine margins, it's fine margins. It's that pressure you feel when you're coming up to the back of the car and you know that you've got to nail it, so you've got a chance on them. Sometimes that pressure can send you the other way instead of the right way.
Yeah, do you know what? You think a guy is close enough into turn 1 and then all of a sudden he's not. Obviously, you've two ways of looking at this track. You can't... Mechanical getting out of shape out of turn 2. You can run low wings for the straight line speed, which does suit. Or you can run higher wings, which will suit you through sector 2, the Lesmos, the Scary, it'll definitely help. But where it does, where it is very obvious is the pit straight. So you think a guy's close enough and all of a sudden he doesn't gain, and that is the downforce ultimately, causing issues there.
I think how the real F1 teams do it is they do a percentage of high downforce versus low downforce corners, or something like that. So they go into a race weekend knowing exactly what wings to run. We don't really get that, so we've just got to do it based on what we think is the right way to go. Yeah,
definitely. Verstappen is just got himself involved in the chase for the win. He's now within DRS of Toast, and he's in a good position for ERS as well. Toast now starting to deploy as well. So yeah, Jackie possibly have a look at his teammate, won't want to do anything crazy. And he's going to get that done pretty handy, as Toast is too far back, as is Verstappen. And this all suits the jam pot. Jackie in a pretty decent position on the mediums all the same. Reggie having a look at Carlo, and Carl takes Reggie into turn 1. No, I'm not sure. Apologies.
I want to say the lap before previously, Reggie was actually fully alongside Carl, and he's still backed out about moving to first chicane. So we are really seeing drivers use their heads to avoid a collision. If they're not 100% that move's going to work, they're going to back out of it, which is it's nice to see.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of very hard here. We've kind of a midfield battle going on in the battle for the lead.
Yeah, you don't know which one to look at, do you?
Yeah, we'll ride on with Carl, Reggie, Osso and Mechanical, who's actually doing pretty well to hold them all off. Heading down towards the Scary. Carl Trim too far back. Colin doing a bit of weaving to break the toe.
I'll tell you what. Go on, sorry.
No, talk away. I was just on board. Carl getting great drive out of Scary. Work away, Josh.
I'm just going to say that there's no team orders at Red Bull. Jedi, with all due respect, is the slower of the two cars at the minute as Jampot pits, so Jedi takes the lead. He is the slower of the two Red Bulls, and he's not moving out of the way. And it actually gave Toast an opportunity to get through Jackie.
Jampot has to get. I think the Jampot pulled the trigger too fast, if I'm honest.
No, I think he might be alright. I think he might be alright. I think he might just be alright. You'd be very surprised.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Because we've got no idea what those soft tyres actually felt like.
Yeah.
We did say round about lap 10, lap 11, that'd be probably time to pit. You'd have only really done an extra lap on him anyway, so the
Yeah.
undercut could be a powerful tool round here.
Yeah, it's not the longest pit lane in the world, but obviously he's deploying hard now as well to try and get a bit of time to see can he do the undercut and come back in the lead. It'd be interesting to see what the rest do. Obviously Jackie's not going to pit, he's on mediums, but it's interesting to see what J-Dye, Unethical and Webstappen, Dempster, Mechanical possibly. Yeah, let's see, I'm on with J-Dye at the moment. I think he might stay out. Then again, is there any advantage to it? Jackie's all over the back of him. Maybe better just get on their mediums now.
If it were any other car behind him, probably stay out. But it's his teammate, and he's holding his teammate up, and he's bringing his teammate under attack from Toast as well. J-Dye does pit, Toast stays out, so very interesting. And he's got DRS on Jackie as well, so we're going to be seeing Toast try and mount a challenge on Jackie.
Yeah, Webstappen and Dimps are staying out as well. Collins into the pits. You see, the thing is, an unfortunate safety car now is going to absolutely play into the hands of the, Toast, Web, and Dimster. Got back in the pits as well.
It gets to a certain point where you've got to just ignore that because it's going to be diminishing returns anyway.
Yeah,
you
definitely.
Be relying on a safety car when you've got 15 lap old sauce because you're losing time either way. If you don't get that safety car, then you're screwed. So I think this is probably last lap that Toast could pit before he's starting to get into a point where he's made a mistake.
I'm just going to take a look, actually, Josh. King Luckman is under fuel. He's going to be in trouble at the end if we don't have a safety car, as is Barkmandu. We saw this as well last week. Guys running out of fuel left, right and centre, as Saki has been taken by Mike, who is on the soft, so he does have the pace. Obviously he needs to pit again, he won't go to the end on them.
Yeah, 100%. I think he pitted right at the start of the race, didn't
he? Yeah.
Luckman down in P14. He's
you know what, Josh? Toast has pulled the trigger. Webstappen staying out. What will Dempster do? Oh, J-Dye track limit warning. No.
That could be pivotal.
Dempster pulls the trigger as well, as does Reggie. Interesting strategy from Webstappen here.
Yeah, it could be one of those where if it works and it's masterstroke, but he's really on the back of Jackie at the minute, so he's got some serious pace.
He is on the back of Jackie in a much better position with DRS as well. 6/10, and he will get DRS more than likely on the run into the Scary. So, will he pull the trigger now?
Jampot and J-Dye did jump Toast, so the undercut did work. The overcut didn't quite work, so Webstappen could have made a mistake here if that's anything to go by. Yeah,
possibly. As Hound has been taken. We've two McLaren side by side. That is Hound and Reggie. Yep. Reggie. Looks to be a bit of contact there. I'm not 100% sure, but...
See if anyone's got damage. I don't believe... Yeah, it looks like the front wings are intact. I wonder what actually happened. Saw yellow flags, but... Yeah. Maybe Hound just got a little bit messy coming out at chicane. That'd explain him getting past. A lot of cars are close together in that midfield. The Toast is quite far behind J-Dye.
Let's see what happens now with can the Jampot jump Webstappen? Yeah, he will, so that's not really worked. He is on the exit. He is on the exit. Yeah, just not close enough yet. As he... Oh. You know what? That might be...
He's played a blinder. He's definitely gained time. J-Dye with his penalty. Now we've got Carl Trim and Jackie that still need to pit, so we still wait to see whether they're or where they will come out in. Oh, we've got safety car. What's happened here? Mike lost it.
This now, Josh, is the problem for the medium runners, which is why you should never start the mediums. They have to go on they have to go on hards now, or commit to 15 laps. Or what is it? Oh no, it's okay. They won't be too bad actually.
They'll still be quite dead at the end though. I'm feeling for Verstappen. If he'd have left it a lap later, he could have been leading the race. Oh, that's a
Yeah,
shame
but
for
there's
him.
only 13 laps left. You know, 2 under the safety car. Softs won't be the worst thing in the world, and they will be a lot quicker than the mediums. It's just a case of how far down do guys drop.
I think it's all speculation because we saw Jackie were a lot quicker than softs on both mediums.
As the jumping jam pot now will go up to P2, passing Jedi.
Jumping jam pot. I like that one.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest, I copyrighted that one. That was Chloe's.
Jumping jam flash.
The jumping jam flash. Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. Like, this safety car has absolutely played into Jackie's hands. Starting on the mediums, he's on the softs now. He's just going to go off into the distance here.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't get jumped actually. Going into pits. That's if those softs last. If he can build a sufficient gap, and not pick up any penalties, then he could just have a race win, which it'd be a mega result for him.
Well, I mean, there's currently 12 laps left. We probably have maybe 10 racing laps left, maybe 11.
Yeah,
not a problem for the softs. I think the gap will be built big enough. Carl is going to be rapid as well on them. Yeah, just have to see how it plays out. I mean, another safety car could throw a spanner in the works, but not sure what happened with Mike. I didn't catch it. Probably lost it himself, I would think. I don't think that we've seen any indications that there's been anything crazy happening during this race. So possibly, unfortunately for Mike, taking a race win the last time he raced here. But yeah, intriguing finish. The last 10, 11, 12 laps.
Yeah, it's just tier 3 all over, isn't it? We're an enigma. Sometimes it can be quite challenging to watch, and other times it can produce brilliant racing.
Yeah, definitely.
Races. Just one of those things. I wish every race were like this, nice and clean, easy to talk over. Still can't call what the result's going to be. It's that question: do you want to be on fresh softs or do you want to be on nice warning mediums?
No, I want to be on fresh softs here. I'm going to be honest.
Because it gets to a point where the warning mediums are superior to the softs.
Yeah, but
it'll be fresh for that long.
It'll take maybe 6 or 7 laps. Do you know what I mean? If you can build up enough of a gap. It's a hard one. Towards the end of the stint, obviously the medium runners are going to be decent, but it depends what happens as well. Because you got Carl Trim in P6, so he's going to be battling them guys ahead. So it depends how much time Jackie can gain from battles going on behind as well.
Yeah, definitely. It all hinges on that. And maybe Jedi could get past as well, get past Jampot, pull out a 3-second gap. Quite stable base, like on tyres. We've got Carl Trim, but it's on softs as well. See what lap he put those softs on. I think during the safety car, so he's going to
have a look. It's actually quite decent. Jedi, the only one that has a penalty in the so far. He has a 3-second penalty for track limits. What else am I going to check?
Yeah, there should be an eclipse.
Positions. So we got obviously Jackie starting P1. Jackpot. No, sorry, he started P2, so not a whole pile. Biggest gainer is Barkman Do, up 9 positions. Biggest loser is King Luckman, down 10 positions. And, a couple of moves around. Web Stappen, Mechanical, they have a move from where they started, so they're not in a bad place. Humble Hamster.
Humble Hamster.
Yeah, I think she got it wrong there, I'm going to be honest.
It were a good effort. It was a shock to hear it.
It's a shock to hear it, yeah.
I've got a couple of different H's that can go with hamster, but I'm not going to say them on stream.
Yeah. So, as Gainful is coming onto the back of the pack, it will come in this lap, and we will have 10 laps of racing. 10 laps of racing. A lot can happen.
10 flat out laps, 100% ARS for everyone. DRS after 3 laps, maybe even 2. Oh, it's not over yet then. Still
No,
lots
it's
of
not.
action
It's
yet.
not. And if you look at it, Josh, P13, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, all on fresh softs. Kane Lowry, I feel sorry for Kane Lowry on 10 lap all mediums. He's going to be. He's going to struggle with softs
Yeah,
all around him.
he's gonna get violated. Best word for it. I might ride on board with Kane Lowry actually and just see how bad it is for him. In a non-cruel way, I just want to see how easy it is for him to overtake him. He's got Hound behind, so he might be able to hold Hound off for a couple of laps at least. Luckman's behind Hound, so he's going to be looking quite feisty to get past. Hopefully we don't see any rash moves, any rushed moves or anything like that. Keep it calm and collected. We've all done really well so far. Here we go. Safety car in this lap.
Yeah, let's just hope Jackie backs the pack up far enough now that we don't have any issues.
It'd be a shame if that happened.
Yeah.
It looks like it's going to be a touch and go.
Yeah, he needs to back it up another small bit, to be honest. It's a short pit lane. Oh, come on, back it up, Jackie. If you can hear us, back it up a bit.
Yeah,
he's trying to go. It's cutting his throttle. Yeah. Oh, no. Let's not hope this causes issues behind.
It didn't, thank God. Luckily there was a gap behind. I think Toast quite cleverly left a gap. Yeah, it's a good job he did.
Oh, the jam pot. And Jadoi going at it big time there.
Oh, that was a pretty brave move from Jadoi. To get his elbows out, and that's brought unethical Toast right onto the back of jam pot. He's going to be looking to get a move going into this chicane coming up. He's too far back as it happens. Now we're seeing Red Bulls battling as well, so we've got Jam Pot and Toast battling, and we've got both Red Bulls battling as well. Incredible stuff.
Oh, Ninja and Barkman do going side by side through turn 4. Not advisable.
Now we've got Blue Noose all getting brought into the mix as well. Kane Lowry's just dropping like a stone.
Yeah, he's going to be struggling on them 11 lap all mediums.
Yeah, there's nothing he can do. No amount of driving skill can get you out of this situation, and he's quite.
I'm just wondering where he was, Josh. Would he been better off pitting for softs, have a bit of pace?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, because at least then he'd have had teeth to fight with. Right now he's got nothing, and it looks like it's just going to be a parade for him till end.
Yeah, as predicted, Jackie just kind of sailing off into the distance here as Carl Trim takes Toast now. Yeah. As I said, Carl is going to be rapping on them softs. I'm expecting Carl to take P2 here, if I'm honest.
Ooh, bit of contact with Jampot, and he smashes him out in chicane. Oh no, that was a bad bit of driving. Just outbrakes himself and went straight into the back of Jampot. Spun Jampot round. So I think he might have wing damage as well. So that could be the end of that. His wing looks to be alright. Dim's still got Pascal. Yeah, that wasn't great. But Toast is back up into a podium position.
I missed that. Who made contact with Jampot?
Carl Trim. He were catching Jampot quite a lot into turn 1, and he just braked later and just hit into the back of Jampot. He sent Jampot spinning, and obviously he went across the runoff area.
Yeah, so Jampot down in P18 now, which is...
Yeah, he's been screwed from that.
Yeah. Not good.
We'll have to just deal with it afterwards. It's a shame that something like that had to happen, but by and large it had been a pretty clean race. So that's changed the top 3 again. Toast is back in. Webstappen's looking at a podium if he can keep up with him. See what happens. DRS enabled, so we've got 7 laps of DRS now.
Webstappen doing a super job here. He's actually closing the gap to Toast.
Yeah, he's looking very pacey, really fighty. I think Toast might be saving his DRS again, if I'm being honest. It looks like it.
Oh, we've lost Hound.
Yep. Oh, how's he done that?
That could be another safety car.
I was just struggling to understand how he's done it there. Here we go, got Kane Lowry driving through scene accident. Obviously, House
Yeah,
Gas disappeared. That's not a place that you should be DNFing. Very
yeah.
strange. Anyway, back onto the Verstappen Toast battle because that looks to be the main source of entertainment through the field. We've got cars close together, but this is where all the action's happening.
Ninja all over the back of Osso as well. Don't want to cause too many issues there. Reggie on the back of Carl as he's going to make a look into Parabolica. Yeah, I think Carl definitely has wing damage, Josh. He's struggling big time now.
Yeah, you know what? I hate to say it, but that's probably karma because that move, you know, he had to come away from that with something, and Jampot's a lot worse off as a result. So, you know, it is what it is. It's a shame that it had to happen like that, but it happens. Just got to move on from it. He's definitely put him out of contention for a podium though, and it's a shame because he was looking really pacey on those soft tyres. Dibster's getting brought into the battle. Verstappen got past Toast, so great job by Verstappen, and he's within 3 seconds of J-Doy as well.
Yeah, Verstappen do that. Looking really, really pacey here.
Yeah.
Pace out of Norbert.
And his Toast within 3 seconds as well. Just. It's sort of like hovering around that point, but he is dropping back a little bit. Dibster's getting closer to Toast, so it makes me wonder, is Toast... Has he got a problem? Is he struggling with something? Because he seems to be going backwards.
Does he have damage? Possibly.
Just trying to have a look at his car now. Oh, he's gone off. He's gone. He's
Toast is gone.
Oh no! I wonder what I were on board, but a safety car. I were on broadcast view. Oh Jesus! That's a shame for Toast.
Sure, did he? He lost to Ascari, obviously, but
yeah, but it looks like he got it really wrong for Ascari because he just sort of went straight on. He must have clipped a curb or something and tried to save it.
I'd be surprised if we have anyone pitting here, if I'm honest. As they all jump in, Carl Trim with a 3-second penalty as well. And Carl is
pitting him in a mistake.
Yeah, and he needs a wing as well. So Jampot back up into P10.
Yep, Verstappen, he's dropped from net P2 down to P12.
Whoa! Jampot went straight through turn 1. Turn 2, apologies, got a 5-second for going through it as well.
Oh dear.
Bad to worse. Things get better than they get worse.
What is happening? We had a good race. Why couldn't we just leave it at that?
I'm going to be honest, if I'm Verstappen, I think it's absolutely insanity that he pitted from where he was.
100%.
We're only going to have 2-3 laps, 4 maybe.
Blue New Soul up 10 positions at P4. And it could be a net P3 as well. Jackie's sort of commanded this race, and he sort of took lead early on and just...
I think so. He obviously did strong in quali. That safety car played into his hands down on the mediums as well. So yeah, solid job from Jackie, and like he can further extend them softs now, so he has plenty left. Be surprised if I don't see a Jackie win here. Be very, very surprised. I'm going to be honest. Reggie in P3 is a stellar job as well.
Jackie's sort of he's been quite brave there because that could have been his get out of jail free card, and to get off both softs and stayed out instead of pitting. And it could have been right call. Maybe J-Doy might hold up Reggie, which would be ridiculous because he's got a 3-second penalty. But it looks like he's got this winning bag now. Ninja's not doing too bad. He's up to P6 at 12 positions. Luckman back up to P7.
Yeah, it's funny. Ninja up 12 positions out to P6 as well. Mark running P5 and P6. Funny the way these safety cars work. A lot of position changes. I'm just going to see tyres and just see who has done what. Yeah, like the top 11 haven't pitted. And from P12 to P17 have pitted. I think the safety car will come in this lap. So we'll
Yeah,
have
it's
four.
got
We'll
to.
have, we'll have 4 laps of racing. I can't see Webstappen getting from P12 to back where he was with the laps remaining.
Hound says that he retired in the pit. Not
Yeah,
ideal.
I chose to ignore that one. Also, Basso in P5 looking decent. Blue New Soul on softs. He will be decent as well.
Still a long way to go yet. We've only got 4 laps safety cars in this lap. They're going to fly by, but it's still a bit early to call the result yet. Has Jackie made the right call by staying out? I think,
I think he has, Josh.
He has made the right call. Yeah. He's got a pretty...
Like he has the pace on the 11 drivers behind him. You know, I don't see Webstappen getting up into P2 and challenging Jackie within 4 laps. Oh, unless I'm wrong.
Watches at penalty is play team game because he knows that he's not going to get 3 seconds on Jackie in the time remaining. I'd be holding cars up behind. But then again, we're all on. Oh, he's gone too early again. He's gone too early again.
No, this. Oh, and there's carnage this time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jackie.
Ninja taking damage, I think. Gainful odds possibly taking damage as well. That's 2 improper safety car restarts. That's not good.
Oh, Osso's collided with Ninja, spun himself out going through turn 1. This is what it causes when the safety car, you go too early. This is what it causes. That needs reporting. I think he just took himself out of driver at day conversation. We've seen any more penalties?
Yeah, Luckman has no wing now, so this has gone from a solid race to scrappy in the last 10 laps. Jam Pot and Dimster making up a couple of positions again. Oh.
Ninja's very lucky to have not been spun out himself into chicane because also sort of, I don't know if he had damage or what, but it came in a bit too hot, taps into back of Ninja. Osso's really struggling actually, he's going really slowly at back and so is Kane Lowry. So it's definitely still not over yet.
Oh, Colin hits the back of King Luckman through a scary as well. Yeah, a big field of cars behind King Luckman. Unfortunately, there's nothing he can do. He lost damage from that restart. As Webstappen looks to make a move in mechanical. I'm going to be honest, and I've said it already, but it's a big mistake from Webstappen, I think, where he was.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, we've only 2 laps of racing. It is, one of them. As Colin is moving over on Webstappen, we've seen Colin doing that before. Not ideal, to be honest. Into turn 1.
No, it's not ideal. I think driving quality sort of took a sharp downwards trajectory. These past few laps, I don't know what it is.
Dimster takes Barkman Do into turn 4, nice and clean, lovely job. Bit of a spread here though as well. The Jampot having a look at Barkman Do there as well, just backing out.
Jackie seems to be pulling away.
Yeah, I just don't think there's enough laps left. Dimster looking quite pacey, and them softs as well.
Yeah, there's not enough laps left for J-Dye anyway. Ninja picks up his obligatory penalty. There we go. So he's got 3 seconds. Yeah, J-Dye's running out of time. He's got 2 laps to pull out a second and a half gap. It'd be a mean feat, or no mean feat rather, if people manage that. I've seen weirder things happen though, and he's got the slipstream off his teammate, and he might have DRS next lap, so it's possible. Reggie's going to be doing everything he can to make sure he gets that net P2, and as it stands, Blue New Soul will actually inherit P3. That'd be an incredible result for him. He'd have moved up 11 positions if that's the case. 2 laps away from it.
Oh, Carl Trim going very deep into turn 1 again, going on the outside of the jam pot. Gets the move done cleanly, and he's looking at Barkman Do now, and he's rapid on them softs as well. Making a move into turn 4. Would ideally like to be ahead, and he's not significantly alongside, and he decides to back out. Good drive from Carl.
Still on his back though, so he's lining him up and DRS is enabled, so we could get it done into Ascari. Here we go. I'll ride on board with Cal and see what he can do.
Got a decent exit as well. And he's gaining massively now.
This is going to be a done deal. Yeah, there we go. And that's the difference between softs and mediums at this stage. Ninja runs wide in Ascari, he's all out of shape. Is that put Cal Trim into DRS? I think it has. And I'm not sure if Ninja's in DRS range of Dimster, so he could be quite vulnerable. Cal Trim's on 5% DRS, so probably not actually. And again, Ninja's on the same. We'll get another move here. He's definitely pushing for it. Here we go, Ninja's using all the track available to defend. And then he moves back. Yeah, Cal backs out of that wisely. He learnt his lesson from the first time. That wouldn't have been a good move. But Ninja's definitely vulnerable. Oh,
massive collision between Dimster and Gainful. Whatever happened there?
Oh.
I'm not I'm going to be honest, I was on board with Gainful and it looked like lag. I'm going to be honest, Gainful's car was lagging all over the place.
Oh, it's a shame.
Obviously we'll have to look at it after, but... yeah...
Well, it's Gainful, so we'll definitely hear about it. We'll get to the bottom of it, Gainful, don't worry. So yeah, that's just a crazy end to the race. Ninja did get overtaken in end by Carl. The penalties though.
Reggie is on the cusp here of getting P2 if he can hook up Parabolica. If he doesn't, he's going to lose it. And he does lose it. He loses it on the last turn.
That close. That's a shame for Reggie, but I think he can still be pretty proud at race that he's running. He's up 7 positions. That's a really good job from Reggie. Bartman do 15 positions he's made up.
Yeah, do you know what? I had Bartman do earmarked. He did very, very well there to end up at P5 from where he was. I think we need to have a little discussion after.
Yeah, 100%. It's a shame to see both Haas's out after seeing both Haas's out in Tier 1 as well, or at least struggling. So they're going to be struggling in Championship, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. That were a weird race. That were a race of two halves. Started out well and just sort of crescendoed into carnage by end.
Yeah, it was a race of 3 quarters in the last quarter, more like an NFL game.
Yeah. I've never heard that term before, but I like it.
Yeah, it works.
And there we go. Do you want to call out the results, Dan?
I will. So we got Jackie taking the win in P1, Jedi P2, Reggie P3 making up the podium winners. We got Dimpster, Barkman, Do, Ninja, Carl, Gainful, Mechanical, Wabstappen, the Jampot, Saki, Nerfpack, Blue, Osso, Luckman, and Kane Lowry. And unfortunately losing Unethical, Toast, and Mike and Steve. So yeah, that's it.
There we have it. I hope you all enjoyed it.
So yeah, we'll talk to everyone next week at Bahrain.